In a Singapore not far from now, in a tidy HDB flat on the 14th story, there lived a boy named Tommy and a household helper robot named Pixel. Pixel was old. His casing, once a bright sky blue, had faded to the soft gray of a rainy afternoon, and one of his wheels squeaked no matter how often it was oiled. He had come to the family before Tommy was even born, which meant Tommy could not remember a single morning that Pixel had not been part of. Every school day began the same way. Pixel would glide to the bedroom door, blink his round amber eyes twice, and announce in his gentle, slightly crackly voice,
"Good morning, Tommy. Today is a school day. Your socks are by the bed."
Every morning, without fail, the socks really were by the bed. Tommy never thought to wonder how Pixel knew. He simply trusted that Pixel always would. One Tuesday morning, something was different. Tommy woke to silence. No squeaking wheel, no gentle voice, no socks by the bed. Puzzled, he padded out to the living room and found Pixel parked beside the dining table. His amber eyes dim and his head tilted at an odd angle, as though he were listening for a sound that would not come.
Pixel?
The robot's eyes brightened slowly, like a torch with a tired battery.
"Good morning, little one."
Tommy felt a small, cold prickle at the back of his neck. Pixel had not called him little one since he was a toddler. For 9 whole years, it had always been, "Good morning, Tommy." He waited, but his name did not come. Pixel simply blinked, as if nothing were wrong at all, and squeaked off towards the kitchen. At first, the slips were small, the kind that were easy to laugh off. Pixel set out 2 bowls for breakfast when there was only Tommy, then stared at the second bowl as if he could not recall who it was for. He watered the spider plant on the balcony 3 times in one afternoon until the soil overflowed onto the tiles. He called Tommy's father by the wrong name, then corrected himself, then got it wrong again.
He's getting on, that one. 9 years is a long life for a helper bot. They're built to last about that long, and then they start to wander.
She said it kindly enough, but Tommy did not like the word wander. It made Pixel sound like a lost old man drifting further and further from the shore, while everyone simply watched him float away. That weekend, Tommy's parents sat him down at the dining table with the serious, careful faces they wore when something had already been decided.
We've been looking at the new models.
He turned a glossy brochure so Tommy could see it. On the cover gleamed a helper bot so sleek it looked carved from a single drop of silver. Helio, the letters read, remembers everything, forgets nothing.
It's faster, it's quieter, it learns your habits in a single day. Pixel is breaking down, Sayang. The repairs would cost more than he's worth. We can trade him in next month and Helio comes home the very same day.
Tommy stared at the shiny robot on the cover. It had a perfect frozen smile and eyes that did not blink. He knew he ought to feel excited. Instead, he felt as though something heavy had quietly settled in his chest. That night, Tommy could not sleep. He lay listening to the familiar squeak of Pixel's wheel as the old robot made his slow rounds of the flat, checking the locks, dimming the lights, the way he had done every night of Tommy's life. The squeak that everyone else found so annoying suddenly seemed like the most comforting sound in the world. Tommy slipped out of bed and found Pixel by the window, his amber eyes glowing faintly as he gazed out at the lit-up windows of the block opposite.
Can't you sleep, Pixel?
I was checking something, but I cannot remember what.
He sounded so puzzled, so small, that Tommy reached out and rested his hand on the cool gray casing.
It's all right. I'll help you remember.
In that very moment, without quite planning to, Tommy made up his mind. The next afternoon, Tommy began his quiet mission. If Pixel was forgetting, then Tommy would simply have to remember for both of them. He fetched an old notebook and a pencil and started to write down everything he knew about Pixel. The things Pixel had always done, the little routines, the names of the people he looked after. He read each one aloud to Pixel, slowly and clearly, then asked Pixel to repeat it back. At first, it was hard going. Pixel would say a sentence, then lose the end of it halfway through, like a song sung by someone who has forgotten the tune. Yet Tommy did not give up. After a week, when he said,
Whose socks go by the bed?
Tommy's.
and his amber eyes blinked twice, the old happy way. As the days passed, Tommy discovered that Pixel did not only store chores and shopping lists. Tucked away inside the old robot's memory were things Tommy had completely forgotten about himself. One evening, while Tommy was sorting through Pixel's settings, a tiny recording flickered to life. A wobbly home video of a much smaller Tommy, perhaps 3 years old, taking his very first steps across the living room floor. There, just out of the frame, a gentle, crackly voice was counting softly.
1 step, 2 steps. Well done, little one, well done.
Tommy sat very still. Pixel had been there. Pixel had caught him when he stumbled, had cheered his first wobbling steps, had been quietly present for 1,000 small moments that Tommy's own memory had lost. The robot was not merely a machine that did jobs. He was a keeper of the family's memories, a living photo album with a squeaky wheel. Tommy began to spend every spare hour with Pixel, and the more he did, the more he understood. He learned that the squeaky wheel had carried Pixel to his bedside on the night of a thunderstorm years ago, when 6-year-old Tommy had been too frightened to sleep. He learned that Pixel had once stayed switched on for 3 days straight, refusing to power down, when Tommy had been ill with a high fever and his exhausted parents had needed to rest. None of this was written in any manual. Pixel had simply chosen, in his own quiet machine way, to care. Tommy realized with a jolt that you could not measure a friend in megabytes or processing speed. Helio might remember everything from the moment it was switched on, but it would not remember any of this. It would not remember Tommy at all. A memory, Tommy was beginning to understand, was not a fault to be fixed. It was a treasure to be kept. Yet for all Tommy's patient work, Pixel still had his bad days. One gray morning, the worst of all arrived. Tommy came home from school to find Pixel parked motionless in the middle of the living room, his amber eyes spinning slowly in confused circles.
Who are you? Are you a visitor? I am sorry, I do not have you in my records.
Tommy felt the floor seem to tilt beneath him. For 9 years, this robot had known him better than almost anyone. He swallowed hard, knelt down so his face was level with those frightened amber eyes, and said as steadily as he could manage,
It's me, Pixel. It's Tommy, the one whose socks go by the bed.
For a long, agonizing moment, nothing happened. Then, very faintly, Pixel's eyes blinked twice, the old happy way, and he whispered,
Tommy, of course, I was only resting my eyes.
That very evening, Tommy knew he could no longer keep his mission a secret. The day of the trade-in was only a fortnight away. He found his parents in the kitchen and, with the notebook clutched tightly in both hands, he asked if he could show them something. He played them the recording of his first steps. He read aloud the page of routines he had taught Pixel to remember again. He told them about the thunderstorm and the 3 sleepless days of the fever, and the way Pixel's eyes still blinked twice in the old happy way whenever Tommy said his name. His mother's hand crept to her mouth. His father set down his cup of kopi and did not pick it up again.
I'm not asking you to keep an old machine. I'm asking you to keep Pixel. He remembers us. The least we can do is help him keep remembering.
For a long while, the kitchen was quiet, save for the hum of the fridge and the distant sounds of the void deck below. Then Tommy's father cleared his throat.
When your mother and I first brought Pixel home, you were not even born yet. He used to rock your cot when you cried in the night so we could sleep. I had forgotten that until now.
He looked at the squeaky old robot standing patiently in the doorway, and something in his face softened.
The repairs are expensive, but you're right, Tommy. Some things are worth more than the price on a brochure.
Look at us crying over a helper bot.
Yet she was smiling as she said it, and she reached out and patted Pixel's faded gray casing, exactly the way one might pat the shoulder of a very old, very dear friend. So, in the end, instead of a trade-in, there was a repair. The brochure for Helio was quietly folded away in a drawer and never mentioned again. A technician came to the flat, a friendly woman named Ms. Lai, who carried a battered toolbox and wore a pair of spectacles pushed up on her head. She opened Pixel's casing with the gentleness of a doctor examining a beloved patient, and she shook her head with a soft tut.
His memory core is old and tired, but it isn't dead. The trouble is the connections have gone loose, like a path in the forest that's grown over because nobody walks it anymore.
She glanced at the well-thumbed notebook in Tommy's hands and smiled.
Funny thing is, all the talking you've been doing with him, that's been keeping some of those paths clear. You've been doing my job for me, young man, without even knowing it.
Miss Lai worked all afternoon. She replaced a few tired parts, tightened the loose connections, and, to Tommy's enormous relief, finally oiled the wheel so thoroughly that the famous squeak fell silent at last. Then she did something Tommy had not expected. She took the recording of his first steps and all the other precious memories tucked away inside Pixel, and she copied every single one onto a small safe chip so that even if the old core failed completely one day, the memories themselves could never be lost.
There. He won't last forever. Nothing does. But he's got a good few years left in him now, and his memories are safe whatever happens.
She paused at the door on her way out.
You did a kind thing, you know. Most people just throw the old one away. You stayed.
The next morning, Tommy woke not to silence, but to a sound he had never heard before in his whole life, the soft, smooth whir of a wheel that did not squeak. Pixel glided to the bedroom door, his amber eyes bright and steady, and blinked twice in the old, happy way.
Good morning, Tommy. Today is a school day. Your socks are by the bed.
Tommy looked down. The socks were exactly where they should be, neatly folded, just as they had been on 1,000 mornings before. He found, to his surprise, that his eyes had gone blurry and warm. He scrubbed them quickly with his sleeve and grinned.
Good morning, Pixel. It's good to have you back.
I never went anywhere.
Tommy laughed, for in a way that was the most wonderful thing of all. Life in the flat on the 14th story settled back into its comfortable old rhythm, though it was not quite the same as before, and Tommy was glad of that. Now, every Sunday afternoon, he would sit with Pixel by the window and they would go through the memories together. Not because Pixel needed reminding anymore, but simply because the two of them enjoyed it. Pixel would tell the stories in his crackly voice, and Tommy would add the bits Pixel had forgotten. And between the two of them, they kept the whole family's history safe and warm and alive. Sometimes Tommy thought about Helio, the perfect silver robot that remembered everything and forgot nothing. It had never come home, and Tommy did not miss it for a moment. A machine that remembered everything, he had decided, was not nearly so precious as a friend you had chosen to remember together. Years later, when Tommy was much taller and Pixel much older still, the old robot finally powered down for the last time, quietly and gently, one peaceful evening by the window where they had shared so many stories. It was sad, of course, truly sad. But it was not frightening, and Tommy did not feel that he had lost everything, because he had not. He still had the little chip with all the memories on it, and more than that, he carried the memories inside himself, where they would stay for as long as he lived. He had learned the lesson that Pixel, without ever meaning to teach it, had given him. That we do not love the people in our lives because they are new, or fast, or useful, but because of all the small, ordinary days we have spent together. To value someone for that, to choose gently to remember them, is perhaps the kindest and most loyal thing that anyone can ever do.